Hello everyone and welcome to the 2020 Idlewild Open, round number 3. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, alongside Nate Perkins. And Nate, this is the chase card and some pretty heavy hitters here.
Yeah, absolutely, Terry. Final round action here at the 2020 Idlewild Open, the 6th Disc Golf Pro Tour event of the year. We're at one of the more technical courses, coming in at only 9,200 feet. Idlewild is the shortest course that we are playing on the tour, so we are going to see a lot of technical wooded shots here.
And we start out on hole 1. Break it down for us.
Hole 1, it's actually one of the more open holes on the entire course. There is OB along that left side, the entire length of the hole. It's 638, slightly downhill. I would say that probably the top 10% of the field is looking to get this one inside circle 1.
Let you open up, and it can be deceiving because there's only one other hole that's really this open, and that's not till the end of the round. So this is nothing like what we're going to see for the rest of the course.
Right. I kind of love it though. These players just get to get one off, send it down the fairway, get those nerves kind of falling away, and that's a nice shot from Andy, starting that destroyer out wide left.
Someone who we know loves the big air, Thomas Gilbert.
Thomas can definitely get one all the way down there, going destroyer. Oh, he doesn't quite turn that one over, and that one's in danger of going OB. Oh, and it does.
Just to avoid the OB on the left side, I feel like we see a lot of players overcompensate and almost burn it out early to the right. But
Yep.
Thomas not quite getting over on that one, and Eagle McMahon just ready to go here on hole 1, I'm sure.
This is Cloudbreaker 2. Wow. Wow. I mean, it seems like he's taking like 2 or 3 steps and then sending it 640 feet.
Just so smooth. It feels like Matt Bell kind of has a signature flip up. Would you say that's kind of his style?
That's his
when we
style.
watch him throw a lot of drives?
Right there. Dips that shoulder down quite a bit and likes to release on hyzer. But I'm really excited to see some big putts from Bell this round.
Yeah, he's a putting world champion, so you know you're in for a treat anytime you've got him on the card. It's like you can never count him out from picking up a stroke. And here's a little.
Oh no.
Okay, it ultimately sits down for him, but a little roll away he could have done without.
Yeah, this green is just sloped enough to make these players think about it, and with this elevated pin, you want to get this first one close. Eagle just a few paces outside the circle.
And that's an eagle bid.
Wow.
You can't be too mad about still having a tap-in birdie, but like you said, the top 10% of the field finding a way to get all the way to the basket.
And that's a nasty roll away to put Andy outside the circle and start off with a par.
This does come in as one of the easiest holes, the second easiest hole on the course, averaging 3.63. So 50% of the field got a birdie or better on this hole. So you really want to get this one to get your round started.
And these players are absolutely in the conversation for this event still in this final round, even being on the chase card at a course like Idlewild. I mean, Eagle shot an 11 under par round 1, and then he followed it up with a 4 under round 2.
Shows how diabolical it is out here. Yes, as these guys start just 3 or 4 strokes off the pace. Here's hole 2.
All right, hole 2, it's about 330 to this first landing zone right here. There is OB early left if you find any of those trees. We're crossing the pond. They've moved the basket about 80 feet to the left, closer to the water, and it's on a serious slope. You really want to get this first one in position. Eagles going Luster FD3. Wow, he's able to start that FD3 out on a pure hyzer and get it to just drift up to flat just a little bit. It's a beautiful shot, and he's got 250 feet left to the pin. Looks like he has all hyzer.
You don't see a lot of forehands out of Matt Bell. I feel like he'll bust them out if he needs it, but again, he's got such a proficient flip up to turnover shot.
Oh, and that one turned over a little early. Anything down and to the right gets tricky over there because of the slope back up toward that pond.
Would it be fair to say that your footing here on the second shot is almost more important even than the distance?
Yeah, it can be. I mean, it's such a short approach, and with the way that it slopes, you really don't want to be throwing uphill.
So it looks like Eagle has the most clean. That's going to be inbounds, but Eagle has the most clean look here.
And Andy squared up the tree that you really you need to pick one side or the other. A lot of players are even aiming at that tree to miss it. This is somewhat out of position here for Andy. Oh, he needs a little bit more turn.
Wow, just outside the circle. And I was about to ask, Andrew just answered the question. I was going to say, if he's that far back, is the green still attackable? And I guess he's answered that for us.
At this position, Terry, I feel like all these players this early in the round are still going for the win. So they're not trying to ease off at all.
Paul McBeth started the round at 19 under, so that's why I say everyone here is at 16 or 15 to get their round started. Very, very close battle coming in from this chase card, and looks like Gilbert's a little off his mark.
Yeah, Bell's in a really tough spot. He's going to actually have to make a decision here whether he wants to lay this one up. And it looks like he is. It's a solid approach, though.
This is the second most difficult hole on the course. Eagles lining up the forehand.
This is an FD2. Going forehand to try and match that hillside as it approaches the green.
Nice turn.
Needs to slow down.
Oh!
No! No!
Let's go. Oh my gosh.
So let me ask, how many people say, well, I missed the eagle on the first hole, but I'll just get it on 2 instead?
No one, Terry.
No one.
That was magic. Eagle is bringing the magic for us today. He is 3 under through 2 holes.
And Bell getting hung up, just trying to get over the edge and find himself on the green. Now he's got a little more work to do. He's got to be really careful of the slope here.
Absolutely, Terry. I have seen some really rough rollaways this event, and it just rolls right down to that pond. Oh my gosh, Andy Marwede. I mean, it's in between a Barsby and a Wasaki putt for me, the way he pops it up off his fingers and elevates it so high. That was an incredible circle 2 putt.
Yeah, and unfortunately that's going to be OB for Thomas. What you can say about that, though, is he was fully committed. There was no laying up. There was no hesitation. He clearly needed to grab some metal, and he didn't, but he was fully committed to that putt. So is that more like a leap putt instead of a jump putt? Is that what we can officially call those for Bell?
That's the signature Bell leap putt right there, Terry.
And Gilbert still has work to do coming back up at the basket.
And a great putt for double right there.
You almost hate to hear that phrase in disc golf, a great putt to get the double bogey. But nonetheless, there's a reason this is the second most difficult hole on the course.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, 4.37. Let's take a look at hole 3 at 407 feet.
Yeah, playing under par at 2.92. There is OB along the left side. This one's slightly downhill. And then there is an OB creek right in front of the bucket, making these players, you really want to play this one long or left if you can. We're going to see some fairways. Oh, Eagle's going forehand right here. He's going PD. Oh, and he's got it turned over. No.
And it stays in bounds. I think we're going to wait to see if we get a call, and a no call is what?
That was a misfire for sure. He just hung on to it a little too long, and that's a green flag.
Little bit of a break there, not only kicking out, but then also staying just short of the creek because he was right next to it.
Andy's going Sexton Firebird, also going forehand. Oh my goodness. That is such a technical line that he's attempting right there. And that is also green.
So you being a technical forehander yourself, is that the shot you throw here? Because that seems a little out of character here.
It is. That's just a very tough line to attempt, especially with the way that it's sloped right there. It's such a small gap for that forehand. Wow, beautiful shot. But, I mean, Andy playing well. He's coming off an A-tier win last week. He's feeling extremely confident, and he probably has one of the top 10 technical forehands on tour right now.
Gilbert not quite getting the same love that Eagle got, that's for sure.
That's a tough start for Thomas. And this is a tricky spot right here. Needs to play to the left.
I'm not sure if he just put too much on it or if maybe the wind lifted a little bit. The wind, surprisingly, has only been a factor really during this third round. We've seen pretty calm days the first 2 days, and just a little bit heavier here on the final round.
Looks like he might have a little bit of a low ceiling. Oh, he did. The difference between the last putt and that putt right there, that shows you how confident Andy's feeling. I mean, he couldn't do his normal elevator putt. He just had to kind of stab that one.
So taking advantage of the break, or the multiple breaks, we should say there, great putt by McMahon. He is now 4 under through the first 3 holes. And Thomas continues to struggle.
Great drive from Matt.
What do you suppose is going through Thomas's head right now as he's gotten off to a rough start?
A lot's going through your head. I mean, especially to start out on these first few holes like that. We haven't even gotten the woods yet.
Beautiful hole number 4, 432 feet. Nate, what's the play?
This one is probably closer to 450, and it's slightly uphill, and there's water inside the circle right along the left side of the hole the entire way. I would say only 5 to 10% of the field is going for this one. The rest are just playing this one for par.
Yeah, during the opening round, Kevin Jones wanted to make a note to me that this actually is not 432. He thinks it's closer to that 450 or 460, as you're saying. And Eagle going with the forehand, that's landing up on the hillside just right of the pin. he's outside circle 1 and looking at a pretty dangerous putt, actually.
That is just mind-boggling. Eagle didn't stand that Cloudbreaker up really at all, and he's almost pin high. I mean, he's really pushing the boundaries for what's possible in so many aspects of this game.
It feels like there's just a really touchy line of turning this one over too much and burning out, which is going to lead to a layup more often than not, versus not putting enough on it and having it find, hook up and find the water.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's on an elevated pin sloping down toward the water, so even if you get it to circle's edge, it's still a tricky putt, and it brings in a bogey, brings in the double bogey.
And a shot like that, dare I say, that's just you're not even thinking about that. There's really no choice. He had a low ceiling there. That's just something he's not even thinking about running at that point. Gilbert's got strokes to make up, though.
Come on. Telling himself to commit.
So this is a real tester for Eagle. He's obviously started out great. He's sitting 4 under through 3 holes.
Easy.
His confidence has to be at an all-time high,
It
right?
has to be. He just hasn't been missing from this distance. Interesting.
It was a great run.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those softer bids, though. I mean, he was definitely, it definitely wasn't his normal stroke.
Darn, he just goes to 4 under through 4 now. What a great start. We're going to move over and take a look at 5. Most people voted and said that hole 5 was their favorite hole on the front 9 during my first round coverage, as Matt Bell's going to tap in. So 4 threes here. Very difficult hole to get. Let's take a look at hole number 5. 555 feet. We see forehands. We see backhand rollers. Those seem to be the two best ways to attack it. If you're really thinking about getting down there and putting yourself in position for an eagle, or have maybe even a long putt at it, you're going to have to get aggressive with it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's OB all along the left side of the hole. Eagle's going Essence right here. The new 8-speed from Discmania. Needs it to curl quick.
And miss the cameraman, which
Goodness. It curled just before that out of bounds.
As you take a pan over to the very dangerous green, he'll have a decision to make there. Just how aggressive he wants to be on that second shot.
Ooh, and that's a little too much hyzer from Andy. And that is a really tricky spot up on that hill. He might even just have to lay up.
And that's a great line there by Bell. We'll see how long it stays straight.
Keep going. Curl, curl. No way.
Oh, and
No way,
unfortunately,
Terry.
too much. Putting himself all the way down there with a look at the basket, but he's found the OB creek. And Gilbert, so much air on that
Wow.
before it finally
That is
comes down.
Beautiful. And curl. Curl.
Ah, there it is.
That's the perfect drive right there.
It really is. Beautiful shot there by Thomas.
So Andy has a really small gap right in front of him. Oh, and he can't get through clean. And now he has another decision to make, whether he wants to try and go all the way for the green or lay up short and trust his putt. Looks like he's going for it.
Wow, and he's actually gone
Where's he
deep
at?
and right of the basket, which is still in bounds. There's, the green space over there, not a spot that you'd normally find on this hole.
I don't think he meant to do that.
I don't think so either. And wow, there's the play by Eagle. He's going to lay up short of the green, and like you said, I think that's the best way to word it. You're going to trust your putt and hope that you can make one from there. And this is Gilbert for Eagle.
this angle right here.
Yeah,
Get to look at his setup and see what his face looks like when he's like finding his focus right here.
It's all thanks to Matt, one of our cameramen.
Come on.
Oh, yes. Wow. 5 under through 5. And Eagle, he means business today.
He sure does. You just never know what you're going to get out here.
And Marwede coming back at the basket. That's going to be a bogey for him once he cleans that up. So the penalty birdie, right? You don't get to say that too often.
No, you absolutely don't. This is one of the courses that you do have an opportunity for that though. This is not the first hole that you can go into the creek right in front of the bucket on a par 4.
This is the 14th most difficult hole on the course, so definitely one you want to pick up for birdie. And I got to thank quickly Dynamic Disc. They're our presenting sponsor, of course, and then OTB Disc, along with the Natty Disc Golf Store. So many incredible and gracious supporters and sponsors of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and specifically of the Idlewild Open. We're going to move over to hole number 6.
Yeah, 437, pretty much a pure turnover from left to right. You are going to see the roller play. The roller's really the ideal play for the right-hand backhand player. If you can get it to crest that sidewalk, the basket kind of sits down in a little bit. There are some trees on the early right side, right off the pad here, that kind of get in the player's head, and also the run-up is a little interesting because there's no space behind the pad.
That's very congested.
Essence from Eagle. And he loves it.
Yeah, without it, this is completely blind if it's not, obvious to everyone at home. This is a blind shot right now. So you're just throwing and you're just hoping that you've executed the shot you're looking for, because you have really no idea where this is finishing.
And look at the difference in speed between Eagle's roller and Bell's roller. I mean, both are identical shots, but the pace at what Eagle's got there.
Yeah, for him, his just burned out a little bit quicker, but it was coming in much hotter at first. You're right.
You can tell Thomas just didn't get quite enough angle on that one. Plenty of distance though.
He's outside of circle too, and this green is great. Like you said, it almost is in a bowl-like shape, so you can be as aggressive as you want in trying to attack this putt. And that one's tight.
Wow.
So three rollers on the dance floor.
That's 3 of the best shots you're going to see on this hole.
I think we should rename this like to the roller rink. I think about dancing.
Oh,
yeah,
I love
roller
that.
skates.
That's great, Terry. Heiser.
And Gilbert's just not on his game today. We'll see if he can turn things around. Here's Marwede for birdie.
That's such a good pickup.
I do feel like you work so hard to get yourself on the green here, and then to walk away and actually capitalize. No, that was dirty.
Oh, that looks so mean.
This is Eagle to go 6 for 6. And Matt has to just walk away. He knows he's one of the best putters in the world. He's just got to walk away and think, I put a good move on it. It was a great stroke. It was right in the center. It's just one of those unfortunate things where once in a while something like that slides out somehow. And
would have been 3 rounds in a row. No.
Saying he would have had that all 3 rounds had that one stuck for him.
Those can be tough to bounce back from. I mean, those can shake your confidence around the green.
The Savage hole, and this is Savage. That's a perfect name for it.
Goodness.
484 feet. Where are you trying to land?
Well, this is the hole that you think of when you think of Idlewild. When there's an 8-foot gap and you have to go through it. There's no other way around it. You used to be able to play the high shot. Now you have to go over that creek.
And when you say 8-foot gap, is that the drive or the approach or
That's
the putt?
this-
Because
that
that's all
gap.
of them, I think.
That's right. That's right. Oh no. Oh, an eagle very fortunate he hits the tree across the creek and fortunate to not kick back down into the creek, and he's actually still going to be in position. Ideally, you want to get further up this hill, right where Andy's heading, right to the top of that if you can. If you can get to the top, it makes that footing that much easier for the approach. But if you don't hit this gap right here, you're going straight to a drop zone, and it's one of the harder shots that you can find on the course.
Yeah, throwing uphill from that drop zone with a very tight line is no easy task either. And very impressively, all 4 shots here in bounds. Matt is the most pinched, though, on this right side.
He is out of position right here. Got to get this one to turn over quick.
That's pretty incredible. He's a little bit short, but that is incredible for where he was.
Absolutely.
So even after the kick, like you said, Eagle finds himself in a not so bad position. And I have to say, maybe you can back me up, having a standstill forehand is such a useful tool in a shot like this.
Incredible. It absolutely is, Terry. It's almost necessary, I would say. And Eagle's MD3, that was a mid-range that he just flicked up there. It had 3 angles in the first 3 seconds of the flight. It was like traveling left and flipping up and moving back to the right. Just incredible what lines he's attempting. Successfully attempting.
And Gilbert, he turns that over, but it looks like it catches a little cabbage. And I think about me being exclusively, per se, a backhand player. There's no way I can run up, and that forehand is just so crucial there.
There it is. There it is.
Little fist pump.
Hey, that's why he's here. You know, he's not the most accurate player. That's why he's here right there, is those putts. That's incredible. Uphill, 50-footer.
Okay, kids, practice your putting.
Man, Thomas just off once again.
So Eagle has still managed to put himself in position. This is to go 7 for 7 to open the final round. Wow.
No way.
What was that?
You know, maybe that first tree right to his right kind of got in his head, but I don't know. I would love to hear him. I would love to hear what kind of trigger points he missed on that putt to cause that. I mean, it was airball.
Yeah, and that's what I was just going to say. I had just caught up with the group at this point, and that just barely gets in. And I think I audibly gasped when I saw him airball that. I was just like, how is that possible? You're 6 for 6, and I was just catching up with the group to watch it myself, and then he airballed that after such a phenomenal approach shot. That just really kind of blew my mind, but he gets the comebacker, and we move over to hole 8, which is no joke. This is the hole I think of when I think of Idlewild, and
Absolutely.
I think of an eagle from you a couple years ago that I saw out here. That's my number one thought. Here's hole 8.
That's awesome. Well, hole 8 is one of those gaps that you can't really see off the tee. You just have to kind of trust and know it's there. The prescribed line is a right-hand forehand or a left-hand backhand turnover. You're going to see it drawn up right here with this Sexton Firebird. Pretty stout Anheuser. And that was started out just a little wide. You want it just a little bit tighter than that, and you want it flexing back to flat a little bit quicker.
Branched it out perfect.
I was just going to say, it felt like that one got away from him, maybe a little bit high, but a little love from the tree gods. The tree gods are making up for the basket devil earlier.
And if Eagle just had a little bit more height on that, he would have got that to flex out into the premier position.
Said he's going to be pinched on that, what is that, right side of the fairway once he gets up there. Another forehand.
Oh, thought I got lucky for a second.
Oh, and he almost did get that little Annie kiss.
And he's got some work to do from back here.
Andy really out of position. He just wants to get this one to the hill.
Yeah, and
It's tough
a
up there.
perfect drive may land right where he just did for a second shot, actually. So here's Eagle.
No, he's not. Is he going roller on this? This is so
He's
sick. He's got an
positioned.
essence.
Hits the tree.
Just keep going. Are you kidding me? This is the best footage all time, Terry.
Eagle out of position, backhand roller down the tunnel, and that's after it hits a tree limb. Oh, that looks
Bell.
great. And he almost matches the same landing spot that Eagle does.
Those shots are not there. No one else has gotten up and down from right there this week. That is just incredible.
So as I was saying, like a crush of a drive would basically land right where Andy is right now. And this is his third, and that's going to be a little bit short.
And that is such a touchy shot that Andy just attempted right there, that 250-foot forehand flexor. He almost executed it.
He's just outside circle 2, probably about 80 feet here. Draws a little bit of top cage.
I'm blown away by what's happening on this card. That he almost made that from 100 feet on it. Anheuser. That's an eagle.
That is a working man's eagle. And now Eagle McMahon stepping up after one of the most incredible backhand rollers you could ask for. Oh, heart of the chains. And a little fist pump. Eagle McMahon is feeling it.
And that's to stay perfect. And after McBeth takes a double bogey on hole 7, and then a birdie on 8, we're tied up at the top.
Incredible. We're going to move over to hole number 9. The only way you can refer to this is the James Conrad Ace hole, of course.
Absolutely, Terry.
As we're playing this one, this is the second shortest hole on the course, just 258 feet. We see turnovers, backhand turnovers. We see, gentle forehands that maybe skip up. And I think we're going to see something in a moment that you guys aren't used to seeing on this hole. But first, Matt Bell.
Yeah, this one requires accuracy. It requires touch. The green is a little bit sloped from right to left. You need to either skip it early or hit the trees high and drop down. Oh yeah.
You ever think about this line?
This takes a special type of throw. I mean, I don't even think I could throw it. This is a grenade from Eagle. Super vertical shot.
Just straight up in the air, and then it knifes back down. So you actually are putting your thumb on the underside of the disc, and you're throwing the disc inverted. Just an incredible shot there by Eagle. And the second day in a row we've seen him successfully execute it.
And look at that touch from Andy, getting it to skip on top of the hill and just curl right up to 15 feet. That was a pig.
Not quite making it out of the tunnel is Gilbert. And when you're out of position here, there's a lot of trees near the green and it slopes downhill. And at best, he's going to be looking at a par.
Oh, and Bell's jumping this just outside the circle. Ooh, looks like he might have been a little obstructed.
Yeah, low ceiling as he was past the basket. And this is Marwede for birdie. And we're going to start to close things out, Nate, on the front nine. Again, thank you, Dynamic Disc, the Disc Golf Pro Tour, all the staff and the crew out here. It's been absolutely incredible watching this front half. And Eagle is on a tear as he's parked this one. I'm doing the Instagram stories for the Pro Tour out there as Eagle's trying to make his move from this chase card. Nate, I hope you'll join us for the back half in the final 9 holes of the Idlewild Open.
I'm not going anywhere, Terry. That was a perfect front 9, right?
Yeah, absolutely, it
2
was.
eagles, 2 pars.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't do it that way? We'll have Eagle McMahon again in the back. We'll see you then.